Hey everybody, welcome back to Cityscape Brewing. I'm Dennis Fields. Today, I did a thing. I'm converting from propane to natural gas. I brew a lot, and going through propane is kind of a pain in the butt. I have 2 tanks, I'm replacing them all the time. I'm brewing, at least once or twice a month, and propane gets expensive. I already have natural gas in the house, so why not use it? So I'm gonna show you what I did. I'll show you what you can do yourself or hire a professional to do after this. Hit that like and subscribe button, and cheers. All right, first things first. If this burner could talk, it would have some stories, both good and bad. This thing has brewed hundreds and hundreds of gallons of beer for me, and I would definitely repurchase this if I was going to be brewing with propane. This is the Bayou Classic burner. I think it's called the SP10 or something like that. And I've had this thing for like over 10 years. It is a champ. I mean, this thing would work for probably another 10 years if I still wanted to use it. I love this burner, but she's seen better days. So I got a new one. We'll be talking about that one too. There are ways of converting an existing propane burner to natural gas if you want to. Sometimes, depending on the burner, and this one is not the case, you can just replace an orifice like this one. This is a propane orifice. There is a way to widen the orifice hole that's in here. Propane is high pressure. Natural gas is low pressure, right? So high pressure will need a smaller hole, where natural gas needs a larger hole for the orifice. So in some cases, you can just buy a new piece like this, use your existing burner. In my case, there wasn't a natural gas conversion just for this burner. I also got sick and tired of replacing these things. Number one, they're almost never completely full unless you fill them yourself at like Tractor Supply or some other place that actually fills the containers up versus just replacing them. I mean, you don't know if it's completely full when you're getting them from just the exchange at the store. And so these things are probably 20 bucks a pop to replace, or more sometimes, depending on where you go. And I was getting a few of them, 1 or 2 of them a month sometimes, and it was getting expensive. Natural gas, it's cheap. It's already in my house, and although my gas bill might go up a couple of dollars, it's definitely not going up $30 just to brew beer. So I went ahead and I hired a plumber to come in and install a natural gas line into my garage here, which I use for brewing. It was as easy as splitting off of an appliance that I already had on the other side of the wall, so it was relatively easy for me. It may not be the case for you, but if you have natural gas in your house, please hire a professional if you don't know what you're doing. It's gas. I can't stress that enough. A lot of building codes require you to hire a professional in order to do that type of work. If you know what you're doing, or you are certified, or you're able to do it yourself, please check your local codes in order to know if you are able to do that, and get a permit if it's required, and get an inspection if it's also required as well. Gas is not something you want to mess around with. So with that, it's relatively easy. The guy was in and out of here in about an hour, and I have a now shut off with a quick connect that I can connect to this line here. I bought a natural gas line. It has a quick connect that goes into the wall, and then this screws into my new burner, which I'll talk about in a minute. And so this will be easier for me. I just need to go ahead and connect that. Don't have to worry about propane. I might keep the old Bayou Classic around in case I want to brew off-site, which I do every once in a while for like Learn to Homebrew Day. I'm going to go ahead, show you the new burner, and I'm going to talk about how I'm going to hook this up. We may even do a little test on how long it takes in order to get up to a boil with the new burner, just to test her out. So stay tuned. All right, we are going to unbox this one together. I have not even broken the seal of this thing, so I don't know what to expect, but I am excited about it. It says natural gas, because that's what we're using. It's the Hurricane stove. This puts out 60,000 BTUs of the output burner, so that should be plenty enough to boil a batch of beer in a quick amount of time. We got a sticker from Williams Brewing. Awesome. Definitely gonna put that guy on the keezer. There is a little bit of assembly required that I can see. There's some legs and stuff that we're gonna need to put together here. This is the main component, which has, I believe it's an 11-inch burner on this thing. I mean, that thing is absolutely massive. So looking forward to starting that guy up. And that's where the natural gas orifice will be drilled into that part there, along with the, that is the oxygen kind of intake that you'll need for adjusting as we get burning on this thing. All right, be sure to read the instructions carefully. This talked about stove preparation, not only assembly of it, but also what you need to do after you have it all hooked up. And so that includes burning off all of the paint and stuff that's been painted on the cast iron so it doesn't corrode over time, what you need to do for maintenance, that kind of thing. And so that's all included here in the instructions. So go ahead and check that out. For assembly of the legs anyway, you're gonna need I believe it is a 9/16 socket wrench, and then go ahead, you'll put these legs on and then screw them down. And then of course for the air opening as we're adjusting it, I think it's an 11 millimeters what fit. Yeah, could be something else, but 11 millimeter fits also for this, and that'll help adjust the air as we go through. And then you'll need a wrench, obviously, to put your orifice on. In this case, this is the natural gas. They also make a propane version of this same grill. One thing you want to make sure of and check with your plumber, and also there's a number in this thing if you do buy natural gas, go ahead and check with them on the regulator. In most cases, residential houses are set for a specific water column, which is between 7 and 11 water column. This specific unit is set up, I believe, for 11 water column or under. And so if you have a house though that provides higher pressure, and water column is just for the gas pressure itself, then you will need to have a regulator in addition to this. In most cases for residential, they should have some regulator either outside of your house before it gets to your meter, or after your meter as it gets to each one of the appliances. But have your plumber check on that and call the number that's provided in there if you have any questions. Let's go ahead and get these legs installed. We'll go ahead and put the orifice in now. Of course, this pointed part is the orifice side that will go in, and then this will connect to your natural gas line. This is brass, so you really don't want to really go overly tight. You just want to get it tight enough with the size of a crescent wrench. You definitely don't need like a giant plumbing wrench in order to do this. Just make sure that when you end, that this valve is towards the top so you can easily, turn it off and on. I'm going to temporarily just loosen this nut here that holds the air shutter. This will need to be adjusted a little bit as we hook it up to natural gas and as we are running it, to ensure the flame height is all blue flames with just a little tiny bit of the kind of yellow tips. That's what they recommend in the instructions. So we're going to go ahead and loosen this up. That should make it so this air shutter can be moved back and forth. So go ahead and loosen that up enough to get that so you can swing it back and forth, and then adjust that as we go forward. And then once we get it to a great spot where we think the air is at the optimal spot, we'll go ahead and just tighten this bolt back down. And we have our natural gas hose. This comes with a 3/8 flare on it, and that's what the exact tip of this is as well. So you should not need any type of adapter if you have this type of hose. I'll also put a link to the one I got. This is a 24-foot hose, which is great because it reaches from the back side of my garage all the way out to the opening, so I can get enough ventilation. You definitely don't want to be doing this, in an enclosed space. So go ahead, we'll tighten that thing down. You don't need to do it real tight, just snug, and then you should be able to take this back off. In the future, what I think I'm going to do is actually get a quick connect. I think I'm going to do that for this side as well, so that way I can just go ahead and quick connect this in, take this down, wrap it up, and store it when I'm not using it. All right, I don't know how easy this is going to be able to see in the video, but I've got this thing just at the edge of my garage here where I would normally do my beer brewing. Garage doors open, well ventilated area. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing started, adjust the air intake as needed and then tighten that down, but this is supposed to burn for 10 minutes to kind of get all that extra paint and fumes and stuff off of there before you use it for any other purpose. I will say right away, it is very quiet. And I can't really even see the flames all that much because it is very bright outside. But I don't see a whole lot of yellow going on, so I'm going to try and adjust it and just see where we're at yellow-wise, yellow flame-wise. Very quiet though, compared to my propane burner. And I can tell it's putting out some heat right now. Yeah, that's super hot. I think that's about good. I got it about a quarter of the way open. Alright, I'm not sure how easy this is to see on camera, but you can kind of see some of the paint actually burning off of the burner, which is expected. That's why we do this for 10 minutes ahead of time. It is putting out some heat, so I'm really excited to try a beer on this thing once we get it seasoned. Alright, I just got done burning that thing off. The paint obviously smoked as expected, and that's why you do it ahead of time, and so you're not brewing a beer on there or doing something else with this burner, and all of a sudden, you know, the paint and the fumes and that kind of stuff can really ruin a batch. So I may actually do another burn after it cools down a little bit, put a pot, boil it, see how long that takes to boil. I honestly think this will beat my propane burner as far as how fast it takes to boil, and it's really going to be a third or less of the cost overall based on not having to buy propane tanks and refill propane tanks all the time. And so in this case, this was a huge success. I can't even tell you how excited I am to try this thing for the first time. It is going to be amazing. And so stay tuned. You'll see this in future videos. Really excited to try it out. With that, don't forget, you can ask any questions you want to in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel a lot. Hit that little bell if you want notifications when videos drop. Happy brewing, and cheers. Thanks for watching my video. I really do appreciate it. Another couple ways that you can help support the channel is by hitting that like and subscribe button. You can also check out the merchandise in our store. I have other shirts. We got glassware, we got stickers, hats, sweatshirts, etc. Go check it out. Also, hit that video here. You know you want to.